Liz said she could hear you, but I was like horrendous.
Oh,
but
she says that all the time.
Well, yeah. She tried to try and block me out a bit. Stood there.
Well, good. At least we seem to be working and speaking to each other. We'll see if we get somebody to jump online now. Sorry, anyone that is watching. You know, by now we have slightly shaky, wobbly live streams because we're trying to do stuff on a smallish budget. So, but it's all part of the fun.
It's all part of the fun. Your head is significantly lower than mine on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like I'm like a few good inches taller than you. It looks like I'm one of the blue things from Avatar.
I didn't want to show my boobs on TV.
Well, it does cut. It cuts quite a bit of it off. I'll let you know when it's caught up how well that adjustment's gone. So
fantastic. So race one, race winner, Leroy Superstar Martin. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm pretty cool with that one. Obviously, it was not about the winning; it was about the day going well and not being a disaster. And trying to get everyone to enjoy themselves and stuff, which I think we did quite well. Obviously, you were like the super 60s commentator that we were needing, and fire put her out.
Well, try not to create too many. I think I created some of the fires, unfortunately, that I had to put out. But when you're learning, I guess that's par for the course. We hadn't actually fired up the live timing until the Saturday, had we? Because we'd lost a couple of days in the week. So, I think it felt a bit like we were like a half decent swan. It looked pretty good from the outside, and we were pedaling like hell underneath the water to keep the thing going. But it was awesome. I absolutely enjoyed every minute of it. I probably didn't look like I did sometimes because it was a bit stressful, but I was internally. It was actually quite an emotional day, really. Without trying to be soppy, but it was cool, really, really cool to see everybody there and smiling and surrounded by our friends, back racing again. The weather gods were fantastic. And I think everybody had a good time. We ran on a bit too late, so we're going to make sure that we don't do that again and tweak our timetable a little bit. Maybe have to start a bit earlier. And I wanted to try and get 20-minute finals for everybody, all of the lower finals as well. And it pushed the schedule a bit over what we could do. So lessons learned, but I think everyone had a good time, and we had a nice little barbecue at the end as well, didn't we? To celebrate it, really. So it was really cool. I've had a bit of a hangover today. It was a late night again. I'm not sure that we've had much sleep over the last few days, have we? So I look a bit washed out, I'm sure.
Well, you for sure, because when I was leaving on Saturday night after some nice food and that, and I said, John, what time are you getting to the track tomorrow? And you replied with 6. I was like, man. So I'll see you at about 8.
Got to have some dedication, buddy.
Oh, mate, yeah, 100%. But I just don't think you like sleep, to be honest.
No, I'm not a massively good sleeper, that's for sure. So should we do some? Let's do.
What have you had tattooed on the inside of them eyelids to scare you so much?
Yeah, exactly. Life. Should we do some shout outs? Let's do some martini shout outs.
Martini shout outs. So Davey Rolls says, woohoo. That was probably purely because we got everything working and we were online. Lil Morell's on with some happy, crazy looking faces. Dan Lewington with some crazy stuff after his name. Sage Nick's UK associate is what it says is working fine now, so that's good. Michael Shorey, that's better, much clearer. Martin Hart says, yo chaps, yo. Davey Rolls
Martini
now. So basically, we just need you to sit in the kitchen. That's what we need to happen.
Yeah.
Darren Warburton says, evening, Darren. Upset not to see him at the weekend.
Yeah. I thought we might see him. I missed Darren. I haven't seen him for a while, so hopefully we're going to see the old boy back out. He's another one of Graham's boys, so it's going to be like I don't know, a load of oldies back together again when he's back out. It's going to be good.
Yeah, old school. It's cool. Gavin says, hi, chaps. Says, well done on me for the win. Cracking race. Thank you very much. Dan Lewington says, nice shirt, John.
Cheers, Dan.
Oi, Danny. Barkley says, I can see moves.
Well, no doubt.
Our mate Roscoe, who we also sorely missed at the weekend after not being quite race ready fit after an operation, so we sorely missed him. But he's done 2 little crazy faces. Scott Vollington, evening guys, awesome day yesterday. Can't wait to get Brett back. God, can't even talk. I thought Scott and Trev, father and son. Scott actually bought Trev his e-buggy, so they both got newer Gamma A319Es. First batch in the country. Scott bought it for Trev, which I thought was lovely, and I thought they both drove awesome. Like Scott, I'm questioning the colour of the body shell that you chose. I mean, if you wanted to match it to the dirt, we could have sent you some.
I think I likened it to, did he go to the paint shop and say, could I have a dog poo brown body shell, please? Because that looked, when I was marshalling it, distinctly like dog poo.
Yeah, it's probably one of them ones in the can. You're like, oh, look at this metallic bronze. This looks awesome.
Yeah,
and then you paint it on the car, and it's like, oh God, what have I done? But Trev's car was orange, so that was cool, obviously. But I thought they looked great. Chris Green says, nice win, Lee, thank you. Chris James, evening all. Chris James was having a good race. He was up to third in his e-buggy race. His debut of ape scale racing, which was cool to see. I think he lost that fourth in the end. I think Cal Jolliffe got him. Lewington said, great work yesterday, very well run. Roscoe says, has there been a race in? Did I miss something? No, mate, you stay at home on your bed trying to put Jonesy says, top job, boys. Scott Forrester says, you're muted. I'm not muted, am I?
I can hear you nicely.
Hopefully I'm not muted. Tell me if I am. Someone tell me. Liz, am I muted?
Was that muted or neutered?
Well, neutered, maybe. So Tim Simpson said, awesome weekend, guys. Hope you've vaguely recovered. Tim Simpson, dad of our little superstar, Ben, who won the final at the weekend. He won one. So Ben's debut was last week at Northwest Nitro for 8th scale. And he won his B final, but they weren't doing bump ups.
Oh.
So this week, he won his final and he had bump ups.
It was fantastic. Watching him and Max go round, you know, they're two, I think they're very similar ages, aren't they? 10 or 11, 12?
10.
It just incredible, absolutely incredible. And they were putting some manners. I think I was doing the commentary on their final, and they were giving me something to get excited about, because the two of them were just, I don't know. I don't think I've seen juniors as good as that ever, actually. In both of them, they're so controlled with what they're doing on the track, and not phased in like vehicle to vehicle combat. They were doing some really good moves. So I think that bodes quite well for us, buddy. We need to make sure we do hang on to them. I know we've said that before. We definitely need to get those boys signed up, because the other teams are going to be sniffing around at them very soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. We'll look after them. They're going to be safe where they are.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a wicked race. I actually filmed
in the crash of Nemo.
Yeah, I actually filmed the last few laps of their race, and it went on Instagram today. So if anyone wants to watch,
cool. If
anyone wants to watch the last few laps of their race, have a look. Is one of our other drivers, Chris Foster, and them two battling for the 2 bump ups, and the old man Chris, who's not even old himself, got hustled out of it, and the 2 youngsters bumped up. I think both, definitely both of their ages combined, still younger than Chris, though. So. And a lot younger than us.
Amazes me. So I think we should do, I'm just getting attacked by something. I think we should do a who impressed us and who didn't impress us. I think we should be a bit controversial with the race. Obviously, we know you did good. We'll take that as a given. Who was a standout for you?
Okay, firstly, I'm just going to say hi, Scott and James, because they said hi, Daddy, and they said love Scott.
Cool.
Hi, Scott and James.
Hi, Scott and James.
So, who did good and who didn't do good? See, the didn't do good one's hard, because you never want to say anyone didn't do good.
I know, but, you got to get off the fence.
Yeah, it's true. Who did good? I think if we're looking near the top, I think we obviously spoke about Tommy last week. We obviously know he's fast, but you said he might crash a little bit because he's been crashing a bit in practice. Yeah. And in reality, he probably crashed less than most people.
Absolutely, yeah.
First round of the day was solid. He got a TQ because basically everyone else crashed off the track. He had a nice solid run and put himself right in the mix. So yeah, he's the guy that obviously performed very well. People that didn't perform well, I would have to say R. Clancy, I reckon. Not R. Clancy, but associated to Clancy. He's obviously shown great pace over the last year, and I think he was just, I don't know, he started off a bit slow. I think he was expecting it to be like it was when he first came early on, when the track was still quite new and a completely different surface to what it is now. I mean, the surface on Sunday was completely different to even what we've seen with the amount of rain that the tracks had the week before. So for anyone watching that doesn't know, these guys, these superstars, John and Dave, pumped like 12,000 litres of water off the track in a space of like 24 hours. The pump was non-stop for about 24 hours, right? Yeah, so, without doing that, our race on Sunday would have been very different. And as it happened, people were running on Friday. So, so the track after that, it had washed so much oil away and it had left patches of kind of dust, but also then you had a bit of grip and then it also had bumps. So it was completely new for everyone, really. Even from the Saturday to the Sunday, it was pretty different. And the track's obviously never seen that amount of laps. I mean, we looked at the end of Sunday and it had done over 2,000 laps on that day. So, it changed all the time. And it was quite shiny. Well, it hasn't really been shiny before.
No.
But it was quality nonetheless. So, getting back to my point, Jamie, I think he was on the back foot a bit. I don't know how they're getting on with the new RCA. It doesn't seem to me as solid as the old one. Obviously, they take a little while to learn. Obviously, it's not drastically different. I'm not even sure what's changed. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the new one too much, but Neil's making it go around good, and little Lewis Jones was fantastic, but the rest of them seem to just be struggling a bit.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think your picks would probably be similar to mine. I think the other standouts, like internally for us, I think Kev Brunston was fantastic. He really showed pace all the way through. He could have TQ'd that round 1 by 6 seconds. He had an awful last lap, and then was really competitive in the final itself as well, bumping through from the B. So I think that was cool. Obviously, Tommy was a shame that he had his cut at the start, so we didn't get to see him up at the sharp end. I'm sure he would have been up there if it, kept that consistency going. Dylan Saunders did very well as well. I think getting into the main, we said pre-race that it was going to be quite difficult to get into the A main, and he did. So I think that was a standout performance. And like you, I think I've watched the new AE car, and something doesn't seem quite as good to me as what they had before. But I'm sure they'll get on top of it.
Yeah, they've done a Ferrari, haven't they?
They've done a Ferrari.
So, yeah.
That's not good.
No, don't do a Ferrari. Don't do a Ferrari. We're doing a McLaren. We're like,
why do my eyes shut so much when I smile? I need to work on that.
So anyway, as you're telling me not to sit on the fence, you can't pick the same people as me. So who is your underperformer?
And I can't have Clancy.
No.
Oh, actually, I want to know, I did it a little bit on the live when I was trying to scream some commentary on that. I wanted to do a shout out to Elliot as well, because he was standout. No practice. He looked wobbly at the start, as you'd have expected. And then every round sort of jumped up. And then into the final, the last half of the final, he looked really strong again. So I think that was a very good demonstration of world-class talent there. So another good performer. So if I can't have Jamie, who is disappointing? I don't know. I'm going to go with Jamie Hall. The reason being, because he still did very well. The reason being, in practice, and there've been a few times, I thought he looked excellent, and I think I said it to you a couple of times.
Yeah.
He had the lap time, but his consistency was superb, and I actually thought it would be Jamie that could be somewhere near the sharp end, and I don't know why. There might be lots of different reasons that I don't know, because we had lots going on, but he obviously wasn't in the main show, and I thought he probably would be. So I'm going to go with that, but that's an unfair underperform, because he still performed very well, but just not quite as good as I thought he was going to do. But the Hall brothers are just unbelievable.
It's a compliment at the end of the day, because you expected him to do better.
Yeah, exactly. It's a positive, not a negative, for sure.
Yes, 100%.
So should we talk about what you did car-wise? I think that could be really interesting. You said that the track had changed a lot, and some of the testing that we'd done wasn't relevant. What did you run through on your program? And I actually don't know this myself because, you know, we were so busy running around doing everything else. I'm not quite sure what you ended up with, because it looked really good at the start, went away a little bit, and then looked fantastic again at the end. So obviously something changed.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good at the start, but I wasn't happy with it at the start. You guys were saying it looked good, but it didn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
And it hadn't done for like the past few days. I mentioned it a few times that, I don't know, so it just didn't feel as good as what I knew it could be and where it was like going back like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I kind of had an idea, but I was a bit reluctant to change anything because we knew it was fast, but it still didn't kind of feel right. So the shock package to me felt too hard, but I was a bit reluctant to change it because we've been working on stuff and we know that hard is fast and all this stuff. So I got sent a new pair of shock absorbers, which I put on the car because we've been working on suspension a lot. So they were a pre-built set that we'd done for our mate Roscoe, you know, superstar suspension guru. And I put them straight on. The car instantly felt softer on the bench. So I was like, right, this is what I think the problem's been. So as soon as they went on, they felt softer. As soon as that car went back on that track, it was transformed. Like, it was back to being a different car. It was back to being the fast, reliable car. And it was actually me then that was taking it a lot easier than I know the car could. Because especially round one, because I crashed quite a lot, it was just catching all the little bumps, and it kind of scared me a little. So then round two, the other shocks went on, and that's when it started to come alive. Obviously TQ'd round two, and I was being very tentative with it. And then confidence was growing as I could run more and more. So shocks was a huge thing. Don't be afraid of going soft if your car feels a little edgy and hard to drive. Also diffs, because the track was quite a lot different to what we had seen. It was a bit bumpier, a bit choppier, and a bit harder to drive. I went down on the diffs from what I was. So I started with 12.5K in the front diff, and I went down to 7,000 in the front. This just calmed the way the car pulled. So as you were getting on the gas, the front wasn't pulling so hard, so it made the rear kind of sketchy. It allowed the car to kind of drive 50-50. That was another improvement. Also, what it does do is when you slow the car down, the front diff can turn quicker through the corner. So on the hairpins, it helped out as well. And then I thought I'd carry that theory into the center diff because we were running 10,000 in the center. And I thought, right, if I drop that to 7 as well, then everything should be a bit freer. It will get more rotation again, and it will be easier on the bumps. So I did that for round 3. And then for the first 3 or 4 laps, my car was superb. Like, I come out the blocks with a 41.6, which was the best lap of the day anyway. And that was on my first lap. And then it just gradually went away. Like, as the center diff heated up and it bedded in, I think the oil was just too soft. And every time you got on the gas, you could feel itself like tie itself in knots before it went forward. So I lost the TQ in that round a little bit because it just got a little bit slower towards the end, but it was only like 0.4 from Neil, obviously. So we had a great race all day, myself and Neil, in qualifying. So yes, I went from that, and I said that, you know, that wasn't good.
Yeah, it's very close.
So I went back to 10,000 in the center because that was great the run before, and it was, you know, by the time finals come around, it was back to being awesome again, and I could semi-plod round. Like, I didn't push it too much. I made a few mistakes which were, my fault. Like, I jumped off of the jump at the back because the where the light had set, it was quite hard to see across the back with like an all white wheeled car and stuff. It was like it wasn't pinging out on the track. And I've got old aging eyes. Maybe I was smiling a lot like you, Lois. But so yeah, mistake there, and a couple of other ones. But apart from that, it was a joy to drive in the final. You've gone all slow-mo.
It's not good. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think I can still hear you, but your kind of stream's a bit paused.
Are you back? You might be back. Oh, that's stuttering. It's probably.
So one thing I wanted to talk about, unless you wanted to ask me more
some weird video
about that.
Running.
It's having a
the background that I don't know.
You right? It's been a bit wobbly. Maybe the kitchen doesn't like.
I don't think so. If that was the main things, buddy, steering and stuff. But I think we should get one down for everybody so that you can see. Yes, I'll hide you. I'll hide you off the feed. Try and bring you back in, bud.
I think it's definitely your end, because on the YouTube you're going slow and fast as well.
Oh, you're going to be coming back in. Better. You look good.
I can hear you, but you kind of froze up.
So yes. So we think we're back to some degree, or not really?
Oh,
that's okay. No one wants to look at what matters.
It's kind of working. So, so what I wanted to talk about was the introduction of using shock balls.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's funny because you freeze, and then it goes, and you're like drinking like this and putting everything down, then the thumbs up.
Normal. That's standard.
Yeah. So shock balls. I want to talk about shock balls. Obviously, on this YouTube Monday night, we're talking about the race, but we're also talking about what we've done to the car and how we improved. And one thing that we've definitely improved on over the past few weeks of testing at our track is the addition of shock balls, which are effectively bump stops. So when you have an off-road car, you always have up travel, obviously. And cars have varying different levels of up travel, and it also depends on the tire and stuff you use, on how much clearance you have when the car is fully compressed. Generally, you can push the chassis to the floor, and then you can lift the suspension arms to raise the tire more. What we've been doing recently is adding bump stops to stop that from happening. We found that our car probably had a little too much up travel at times, so we've added the bump stops, which are the LMR brake balls, but as a shock ball. We're going to release them very soon in just a pack that works, so you don't get the little O-rings, you just get 8 balls. And we've run 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and it has kind of transformed our car, the way it drives. It's so much easier to drive, and it doesn't catch all nasty ruts and stuff when driving it. I know you've tried it too, John, so maybe you can give us your opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's going to catch up in a minute. It might be really fast.
Yeah, I think, mate. Like you said, I think it's going to be a little bit dependent on what your car is and what up travel that you've got as to what you need. Did we catch up?
I think we kind of catch up. It was kind of working. I think what you're saying is it's going to be dependent on what car you use, on how many balls you need. But definitely for our Gamma A319s, I advise people try 2 balls on the front and 2 balls on the back. John still kind of froze, so I'll just keep talking. Hopefully it works. It's disappeared. So yeah, we'll package them up and we'll put them online. If you want to order them quickly, you just order 2 packs of brake balls. Obviously, they're not expensive anyway. And try it out. Honestly, I think you'll like it. Hi, John. You're back.
Yes, I think it should work now.
Cool. So yeah, brake balls. Obviously, it's changed our life a little bit.
Yeah, so we're gonna get those listed, and also finally our cleaning products as well. They're going to get listed. They were in the van and available over the weekend, and so we're going to get those online. They are absolutely superb. So delighted that we could finally get the foaming caps for those. So yeah, brilliant product. What else? What else have we had? Well, the new engine as well. That had its debut weekend. Not in your car because we didn't have enough time to get one into it, but in various other ones, the new engine had its debut, so that was awesome.
And
Seeing it out
Kebs,
on the track. Yeah. Oh, our audio's caught up.
we
can
can
actually
at the
communicate
moment for now. Tires.
Get the feeling that someone's about to burst through the door. That's okay. It's my long-suffering mother.
Sorry.
Say hi. Hello.
How are we doing?
All right, thank you. Hello.
Good.
Sorry to disturb you.
Yeah.
Just come for a glass.
You get your glass.
So tires.
Yes. Talk to us about tyres. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I know. Chalky will be very interested in this. So yeah, what did you think to the six mix stuff?
So we I keep saying obviously. So we had 2 tyres of choice for the weekend that we know are great. We had Freeride and we had the 6 Magna 2s, which we only recently got a few days before, and they've been quite good at the track. So on the day and the way the surface was, my choice was the 6 Magna 2. I just found that it gave me so much more benefit on the flat corners where you can actually get on the gas really early. You can carry so much corner speed, and the wear rate of them was pretty spectacular considering they're a small pin and they're a very fine small pin. They're a very square profile, and you'd expect them to wear out in a run, but they last all day, which is it's kind of a enigma.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that's happening. I haven't got my head around that yet. But then on the other foot, like Sean Berryman, who won e-buggy,
Yes, weird.
he used Freeride. He used the 6 Mick and said they were pretty good, but the Freeride for him were a lot better.
No.
I think the change in track, like we know, a little bit harder to drive. The Freeride's such a forgiving and easy tyre that a lot of people liked it. I'm hoping you're going to zoom forward and talk.
Yeah. Guys, whether they preferred the Magma or the Freeride. And so, I mean, it is for different choices.
It kind of did zoom forward and talk. So yes, it was a very good debut, obviously, for the tyre, and a very good race for our old Freeride tyre because they both won a class each.
Yes. I've just seen that Barkley said that he put your balls on his shafts and they were amaze balls on the bumps.
There you go. And we have to thank our man Roscoe again for that. They're named after me, but they're definitely a Roscoe idea, theory, product, and executioner.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that was great. Other things, my setup. Well, I'm going to post it. I'll post it as soon as we finish on this for everyone to see. I sent it to all of our Gamma drivers in the group, and hopefully some of them used it at the weekend and enjoyed the setup. It's obviously a little different from yours. We go slightly different directions on some things, but pretty close nonetheless.
Yeah.
Everyone had a good time. I think Racy put my setup on. He said it was good, so that's good. It shows that it works. You know, Racy's a legend, but he hasn't raced for a long time, so that's good.
I drove your car today.
Oh yes, because you lent my car out.
Well, it was just there, and it was just sat there looking all pretty and nice. And I thought that's a good car. It just won a race, so I should drive it and see what it's like. And attend on Lee Martin for a tank of fuel.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good, apart from I can't fit my finger in your trigger.
No, that's a problem. You shouldn't have fat fingers.
No, exactly. So I have to. This is a true story. I don't know whether this is okay. It probably is. I can only literally just get the tip of my finger in your trigger. So I just put the tip in, and yes, exactly, in your tranny, and just I have to like tickle the brake, be quite careful because if I give it a hard flick, my finger flies out.
Your finger flies out.
And
does it go?
And then I do an error, which is not good, but Apart from that, mate, I thought it. Oh, yeah, exactly. A little bit more noise than that.
I love how long it's taken to catch up. So what was the conclusion of the car?
So yeah, I drove your car. I thought it was bloody good, mate. So good to get the setup out for everybody.
Cool. Well, that's a good
Quiet.
thing. Anything else I need to talk about now?
An ex-Nemo guy was very good. No
idea what you just said.
What do you think? Do you think that we should do another race?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we should definitely do another race. What does everyone else think? I mean, there's 50 odd people watching. Do you think we should do another race?
I hope we get 50. Yeah, I hope we get 54 people say yes. Do you think we should make our next race a 2-day race?
So I was thinking about this, and I'd love the 2-day race. It's just whether it's like, have we got enough time to make it special?
Yes.
If it's going to be special, and if we're doing it, we've got to book the weather, and we've got to do it awesome. We've got to have something going on the Saturday night to bring everyone together. Obviously socially distanced, but with everyone having, some people having hardships, losing their jobs, maybe, mental health is going to be a problem. We've got to have something awesome for people to come and do.
I would agree with that. We could have like a mini disco, a socially distanced mini disco, which, to be fair, would be like most times I've gone to a disco, because when I get on the dance floor, people move 2 meters away from me every time.
It's not because you smell, mate, because you always smell good. Must be the flailing
So
arms.
do you. Yeah, exactly. You've seen it in action. So.
Long time ago. Well, I suppose New Year's.
Not too long ago.
It feels like a long time ago.
It does. So let's see what people say on the side then. Let's see whether they think we should do a 2-day or a 1-day.
Yes, 100%. Let us know, and do we do like a late start on a Saturday? Have a bit of open practice in the morning, but we start a controlled practice at midday, say, do 2 rounds of qualifying, and then have a little party, and the next day do 2 rounds of qualifying, then finals.
Yeah, we could mix it up. We could do something completely different than the norm. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, a mini Paddy Piston.
I like it. Does that mean we get to do a shot? No, we can't do a shot race. That's got to stay as Paddy's unique USP.
Well, I mean, at one point we did look at getting sponsored by that brewery that sent us some beers of one of my friends' place. So maybe they'll be interested in, maybe we could have a beer brewery race or something. Everyone's saying 2-day, absolutely.
So if we're going to do a 2-day, absolutely, do we turn it into a championship? So there's actually something really to race for over 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. What about that?
Do you do 2-day rounds over that time though, or do you make like a 2-day special and then 1 day?
No. I mean multiple.
I know, but do you make
a championship?
Do you make the multiple rounds all 2-day?
I see what you mean.
Is it the 2-day series champion, or is it like? Because remember, like BRCA Nationals back in the day, they were one round, but then you had the Mick Hill Trophy 2-day.
Yeah, I remember.
It was Mick Hill, wasn't it?
I think I won it once in 1832.
I won it too.
Yes. Did you? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I won it at Hearts.
I just think it would be cool if we could have a championship. So something for everybody to really get into, do some multiple rounds, and let's get some unique prizes. Let's see if we can get some cash prizes going, or I don't know. I think we should do something that's cool and try and give back to the club guys as well, and bring the juniors on, and I don't know. There's got to be something we can come up with, I think.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to have like a junior thing where we support them for the next year or whatever. Obviously, we've got juniors already, and they might win, but there must be some way that we can help out somehow, give them a kit for 2021 or something to try and push them on, or free practice days with my help or something like that. Something impressive.
Exactly. That's the stuff. That's what we want to be doing. Yeah.
We can do that. The Nemo Cup, Stephen Lockley says. I think that's a good name, actually. Nemo Cup.
Yeah, me too.
Could work.
Me too.
So we've got to decide, or why don't you guys decide? Should we do a 4 or 5 race series with the 2-dayer just thrown in the middle, or do we do like a 4 race series of all 2 days? Question. Put out there.
Question. It's out there.
Everyone will love it and say 2-day, but then you got to get these people to turn up.
That is true. The 2-day format would be really nice for us being able to just ease off the accelerator a little bit and have it so that it's, we want to make these events feel really cool. We're not that keen to just put races on for the sake of races. We want people to go away and go, that was fun. That was more than your normal race. And I think a 2-day could really help us do that, because we'll be able to just slow that format down a little bit. CJ would love that because he likes a little break between his races. But it would be nice to not be trying to rush through it and not finishing a late time and all that sort of stuff, so we can have a really good social. That definitely, to me, has the feel of a Nemo race.
I agree. I mean, for everyone that went to the race on Sunday see it, but no one else will really know that on Sunday we provided a free barbecue for everyone that was there. So we don't have any catering yet. We're not really allowed to cater with COVID situation, but we thought, you know what, we'll just do a free barbecue. We'll do it as safe as possible, and people can choose if they want to have it. And people hopefully like that. I mean, it was a free barbie. It was burgers and sausages, and it was just trying to make it feel like to say thank you for coming. This is our first race. Hope you all love it. A Nemo way.
We've got to give a massive thanks to Phil Truman, John Vickers, and Derek Rossenroad for really sort of making that happen for us, because we wanted to do it beforehand. We'd spoken about it beforehand. We'd got the barbecue ready to do it beforehand. But with the run-up and everything, it was getting a bit sketchy to make it happen. And Mr. Truman Sr. came to our rescue, and he cooked for 50 people or 60 people, whatever it was, which is absolutely awesome. So for those 3 guys, thank you very much.
Yeah, the burgers were lovely. Thank you.
And Liz's logs was not overflowing, so I don't think we poisoned anyone. So we'll take that as a win.
Sorry, you were going on like the whole thing was stuttering then and going for it. But what John was saying, the toilet wasn't full up, so we need to do more raw burgers, right? Hope the wine's going well.
Ooh, yes, please. that would make go up. We've taken a turn.
Roscoe's saying we should do a 3-day race on August bank holiday.
He's got something there, maybe. I think there's another one on, though. I think Hart's has got one on, so we'd have to speak to Jim and see whether he's like massively oversubscribed. I'm not, I think we're not keen to try and take away from what anybody else is doing. But I know before all of the lockdown stuff happened, that their race sold out instantly. So, maybe we're in a different demographic. Maybe that is a goer.
Yeah, exactly. As long as people don't pull out one to do another, it's, you don't want to clash. But if there's, with COVID, if you're only having like 60 people, normally you'd have 120 at a race easy. So maybe there'll be 2 races. I don't know. We'll have to see. But everyone's pretty keen on a 2-dayer. Richard Gasson says lots of 2-dayers may make it hard with nationals on 2. Yeah, that's good, but we don't have any. So obviously next year will be completely different and reassessed. But for this year, why not? Nemo Nationals.
That was was my point. Really, was that the championship, as far as I'm aware, that you can head for. So I think we should make one.
No worries.
There's some
I don't know
furious
if
typing.
I don't know if anyone can understand what you're saying, but
Standard.
yeah. So
yeah. Okay. Well, this one's been a challenge. So let's list the race tomorrow morning. Then I'll work on it tonight. We'll list the date and all the details. No reserved spots, open to everybody. It'll be listed up tomorrow morning. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
And you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can. It's weird. It's how this internet thing like floats in and goes away again.
What else? Do we need to do anything else? We've probably tortured the 63 people long enough, dude, with this crappy feed that we've got tonight.
Yeah, no, it's a bit juddery. So we'll call it there, and we'll say that on Facebook, look out for some updates about our new race. Also, the 6 mixed tires will be going online very soon. So if anyone wants to purchase some, free rides and
RCX
beta tires. Our RCX is now in stock. We have a very limited quantity to start with, but it's going to go online and first come, first serve, obviously. So get yourself involved with some RCX if you want a clean car. Yes, beta tires are back in stock. We have a restock of Agama bits if anyone was waiting for anything, and we're expecting Yokomo stuff imminently.
Ever the professional.
So, thanks for watching. I'll put this setup out there for any Agama guy that wants to go and have a go with it, and come and use our track whenever you want. It's open to book, of course, for free practices.
Can you hear me well enough?
Yep.
So, we did an update, which has not been massively popular, I think, which was just a day rate. So we're going to have the morning and afternoon back again. So you can choose. You can still get a day rate, which will be cheaper. But if you only want to do a morning or afternoon, we'll throw that option back up. We've got the developers working on that now so that you can still book your slots, because we still need to know who's coming and all that sort of stuff. And I haven't cleared this with Leroy to talk about it, so I won't. But we're going to have another option soon, which is going to save our regular users a lot of money. So if you're into doing lots of practice, keep your eyes open, because we're going to have something that's quite cool and something that I don't think I've seen anywhere before. But we'll get the homework done on that, and that will be coming soon.
Wicked. And as of now, obviously your lap times will work. All our live RC is running, so every day we're going to have lap time in, so people can see exactly what they're doing and their improvements, and if they're making them better or worse.
Exactly. They'll be able to go onto Live RC, NemoRaceway, and you'll be able to just hook up and see all of your lap times. And if it's your first time visiting us, just pop to the race control building, drop your transponder number into us, and it's as simple as that. You'll be able to see it all.
Yeah, and I must give a big shout out to Live RC, because Brandon Rohde, the owner of Live RC, we had a few things we wanted to improve or change on Sunday, and he was available on the phone. We gave him a call, he answered, and he talked us through the whole system. So you can't ask for more than that. Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. The support that we got from them on Sunday saved our bacon a bit, didn't it? Really, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, a massive thank you. I'm absolutely sure they won't be watching, but thank you very much. And if you're looking for timing gear, I can't even begin to think why you'd want to do anything different than what they're doing. And actually, that leads on to one final point: is for the next races and stuff, we will have a live stream for the whole day of all of the racing that's going on. So you'll be able to go in afterwards retrospectively and look at your runs on video alongside your live timing. It's something that they offer on their service. It's incredible. We're going to buy the cameras so that we can do it. And I think it'll give another another little element that's cool for Nemo Raceway, hopefully.
Yeah, that is it. So, thanks for watching,
Peace
guys.
out.
Please subscribe, like our page, love us, and we hope to see you at the next race.
And yeah, see you soon.